afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And I'm gonna make a quick how-to tutorial or on how to install and to manage SQL Alchemy. So before that, mag-explain ko sa inyo sa ang SQL Alchemy. So what is SQL Alchemy? SQL Alchemy is a Python SQL toolkit and object relational mapper or ORM that allows developers to interact with databases using Python code instead of raw SQL queries. So why use SQL Alchemy? Because unlike MySQL, which is the usual namin ginagamit para sa among projects, well, SQL Alchemy maps Python classes to database tables, so you can work with databases using objects instead of writing SQL. So another one is cross-database compatibility, supports multiple databases like SQLite, MySQL, Postgre, and more. So na-cover na diya tanan ang ubang SQL databases, no? Efficient querying lets you perform CRUD operations using Python syntax. And security helps prevent SQL injection by using parameterized queries. And scalability works well for small and large applications. So maybe I'm just gonna start on how to install SQL Alchemy through VSCode by just inputting some command lines. So let's start the session by creating a Python file in VS Code. So as you can see on the interface, we have here a new empty Python file called midterm lab activity 1 as per our requirement para makapasami sa among homework. So as you can see in the terminal part that there's this virtual environment being activated on my directory. So it's your choice whether you want to install virtual environment or not. If you want to install, then maybe you could look up to the YouTube and find some tutorials there. So anyways, let's start by installing a SQL Alchemy in Flask. So how are you gonna install it? So first things first is we're gonna type pip install Flask SQL Alchemy. Flask SQL. So there you go. So this is the command line. Just to here, and we're just gonna have to wait for a few minutes until it's fully installed in our folder. So it's gonna take a few seconds, as you can see there. Just gonna have to wait for a few seconds. So as you know that this is our tutorial video, I'm not covering up any functions kung unsay atong himon sa SQL Alchemy. So I'm just gonna show you here how to install it in VS Code, and yeah, so we're done here. So to ensure that our SQL Alchemy has been installed, so we're gonna have to type pip freeze. We're just gonna have to wait. If we find here a Flask SQL Alchemy, there you go. been already installed. And if you want to make sure that our Flask Bootstrap has been installed as well, the SQL Alchemy also, the, and the rest. So as you can see now, so after that, now we're gonna have to create code now. If you want to if you want some shortcuts so that you would not manually type all the codes, so feel free to search the extensions and type Flask snippets. That's what I did. First one. So anyways, let's get back to the so we're just gonna have to remove this one and also the app route as well. We don't want to skip the instructions so that it would be so easy for you to understand and follow. So from Flask, import Flask from the template, import out Flash, and yeah, direct. Now all we have to do is to import the Flask SQL Alchemy. Touching this part here from Flask SQL Alchemy. Capitalize the SQL Alchemy. Like that. And yeah, another one from import. We have to import the SQL Alchemy orm. Okay. Sorry. From SQL Alchemy.orm. Import declarative base. There you have it. Next one we need to do is to create a class called base, declarative base. So I'm just gonna have to type in here. Or does it situate? Put some bases so that wouldn't be confused. It would be so confusing to follow. Declarative base. And put a pass function on it. Oops, sorry. Pass. There we go. And now all we need to do is to create a variable called db, and its value is SQL Alchemy. Just gonna have to type here so we'll be confused as well. db is equal to SQL Alchemy model class equals base. Here we have initialized the base name right there in the class function. So the last thing we need to do is to create an app configuration. So, app config you have to input here app.all SQL alchemy SQL alchemy database URI. That's equals SQLite SQLite. These ones are in small letters, guys. SQLite semicolon double slashes project D. Go. Lastly, we need to do is to for this one init db. So right there. It's not as complex as it gets because you have to, in order to use the SQL alchemy, you have to import something like this one from above, from line 2 up to line 3. So right here is the base and the foundation in order to use the SQL alchemy inside of the Flask and inside of my virtual environment. Okay, so as we are done configuring our database, so all we have next thing we need to do is to create a sample table. So as you can see here, there's only few imports that we have typed earlier, so I'm just gonna have to add more from SQL alchemy that form import okay. Import map column. So it's map column, yeah. And the last thing is to import the integer and string by using this import from plus SQL alchemy import. No, sorry, it was SQL alchemy import string and integer. So I imported these four map column, and yeah. So the next thing we need to do is to we need to create a table now. Class. Okay. Sure. This is see this as a table, guys. This is table. So inside of this table, we have to put some attributes. What are the attributes? As we know that the MySQL has okay, you can create a table by using queries, but this time we have to manually type all the attributes and the table in order to create it. So this one, you know that the primary key is the important thing, so all I have to type is id map. And what's next? Integer. You can see we have imported integer data type into our Flask. So then the map column equal to map column integer. Have to assign the data type to integer find the key. It's equal to true. There you have it, guys. So what's next? So yeah, we have to add some details on our table. So as you can see here, you just have to follow what we have done to the ID attribute. Next thing is to put username, alright, map, string, if I'm correct. No, sorry, the S must be in lowercase, so pay attention to your letters, guys, so you wouldn't get an error. Okay, map column primary unique true. This one NR in we have to input some password. Map I miss manually typing all the codes. If you want to get some motivation, guys, I really need to get back on track. So yeah, anyways, we have created a table here. So in our first table is we have created a class called user. So think of it that each class is that this is a table. Okay, so if you can see some code that the SQL Alchemy has been imported, and you see this one class function, and this one is considered table. This one itself are the attributes of the inside of its table. So as we can see here, we have our command prompt being run. So let's finish this. From app import app.db good app and shift enter implementation db off. Moment of truth, guys. Now instance. Now we got it. Wait, let me just there right there. Now, so before we could access this one, all we have to do is to search the SQLite extension. You have to install this one, SQLite viewer, in order to see what's the content of this database. So as we have seen here from the app.py, we have created a project database, so this one. So as we can see, this one right here is a table of our created user. So as you can remember, this one right here, everyone, ID, username, password, it is exactly as we have written it down on the code in our Flask Python file. So yeah, so let me remind you guys that in order to see the contents of this one, because without this extension that I have been mentioned earlier, the SQLite viewer, without this one you cannot see what's the inside of this, and it will just be just you can only see the texts, and yeah, so that's it. See, snap that is the primary key right there. So there you have it. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Don't have any subscribers, so goodbye.